Why everyone suddenly starts to respect you on semen retention. I think this is a very, very important topic. Stay to the end so you don't miss this gem that I got for y'all. I got some sauce for y'all, man. And comment down below if you guys want like a guide on how to like really like build on semen retention, how to like make money on semen retention, how to really like squeeze the juice out of the lemon for semen retention. I can make a little guide for y'all. I'll make it like fucking $11 or something. Cause I have so much game. I've been doing semen retention for so many years that like I have so many different tips and tricks that I didn't know that the average person doesn't have. You know, when I talk about semen retention to people that have never heard about it. So, anyways, why people like immediately like respect you? It's because, bro, you obviously have a more dominant aura when you're on retention. Like I noticed this, like you assert yourself naturally and subconsciously more than you did when you were in a depleted state because you hold an auspicious amount of masculine energy. Now I want you to understand this, bro. As you start to gain like more weeks on in this journey, people are going to respect that. One, you're going to be a lot more bold, so people are going to respect that. Like one thing that I can say that people are naturally attracted to is authenticity. We're attracted to authenticity. We're attracted to things that are close to as human nature as possible. You know how like animals and kids are like so like adorable, and it's like, oh, they're so like fascinating because they're so authentic. Like they just do what they want to do regardless of what's going on, right? You ever notice that like the comedians or the people that are like in sports or like people that like when you know, oh man, I love that person, like they're usually the most very authentic and used to being themselves because we are attracted to that in this world. So that is exactly why people like immediately respect you on retention. Like you get this level of authority on your journey that some people don't ever get in their life. Some people don't ever reflect this type of energy, and you naturally have that while you're on semen retention. Now, I always mention and talk about how it's important for you to not let it go to your head, because of course you're gonna have people that are gonna try to knock that confidence down or test that confidence, but that naturally comes with respect, because people treat you how you treat yourself. That's what I always tell like people that I'm coaching. Like, bro, when you are like speaking life into yourself, when you respect yourself, people will do that shit subconsciously. Like everything is energy in this world, bro. And that's why I say semen retention, going on journeys like 30 days, 60 days, bro. You're stacking up energy. You're stacking up life force energy. You're stacking up like a lot of aura, bro. And like you can't allow the world to try to like tell you who you are, because you're gonna notice that it happens a lot. But you're not even gonna, that should not even gonna like matter, bro, because your aura is gonna intimidate people, and that's something that's like a lot of people don't know how to handle in retention. I'm gonna tell y'all, bro, I'm gonna build a guide out for y'all that like will really help you understand how to like overcome the intimidation factor, or how to overcome being seen and being a center of attention. Because I made a video how you become like a celebrity. Like you naturally get people just want to talk to you, people want to like get on the phone with you, people want to be around you, people want to connect with you, and you're gonna notice like you're the center of attention, it feels like, because of your aura and your authority. So you gotta ask yourself, like, is that something that you're ready for on this journey? You know what I'm saying? Because some people didn't have respect their whole lives. Some people ain't never know what it's like to be in a position of power, and they finally get on retention, like, oh shit, like I'm not used to this, you know? And obviously it takes some getting used to, it takes some getting adapted to some people, but don't worry about like how it's gonna work out for you. Don't worry about how, you know what I'm saying, you're gonna get your aura to not intimidate people, because I'm trying to tell you, bro, when you're on this journey, things are gonna happen the way they're supposed to and how they're supposed to. And only thing you can do is just focus on being the authority, being the version of yourself that is going to like, you know, make things happen. Because on semen retention, bro, it's very like black and white. Like people are going to, like, you're gonna attract the right people. You're gonna attract the people that are on the journey of self-development, that are on the journey of trying to better themselves, that are on the journey of trying to get their mind right. And they're gonna naturally be drawn to you, and they're gonna come to you for certain questions. They're gonna come to you for certain issues in their life, and you're gonna wonder like, you're gonna be wondering like, where the fuck do I get the authority to tell this person this, right? It comes from your inner light, because you naturally radiate a certain aura, and it like correlates for people to respect what you say. They respect the words that come out your mouth. So that's why it's important to be aware. I had to realize, like, I started to realize, like, bro, what I say matters. Like, even when I jokingly say something negative or I jokingly say something bad, people take what I say a lot more in depth than another person that doesn't respect themselves, that's not on self-development, that's not on semen retention. So I'm like, okay, I can't just speak a certain way. I can't just say anything, you know? And that's low-key, that's a good thing. You want to have that type of respect, because let's be honest, as a man, you want respect, money, and power. That's it. Like, at the end of the day, because everything else falls in line with that. When you have women, when you have cash, when you have a family that loves and respects you, a wife that loves and respects you, you got a home, you're successful, your career is booming, you're number one. All that shit is correlated into that sandwich of money, power, and respect, bro. So you ask yourself, what are you doing that's going to allow you to get that respect? Because at the end of the day, if no one respects you as a man, you're not a man. Because as a man, we're only loved for what we can provide and value. So ask yourself, what am I doing on a day-to-day basis that are going to get people to respect me? Am I making enough money to make sure I can make my ends meet so I can put myself in the best position to win? Am I working on myself daily to get myself to the next level to move the needle? Bro, sometimes you're gonna have to make uncomfortable decisions to change your life. You're gonna have to make the uncomfortable decision to level the fuck up. Semen retention is literally it's literally just the beginning, bro. Having sex with discipline. I'm gonna say this now, bro. I released recently. I was on like 24 days and I released recently. So I'm on probably 5 days now. I know. But I'm gonna say this. I used to release a lot because I was watching, you know what I'm saying, that stuff on. I haven't watched that shit in months. So I released with a woman, right? So it was like, it's not the best. It doesn't make it better, but it's still like, I don't feel the negative benefits of releasing like I did when I was watching that shit to release. I'm able to get back on the journey quicker. I'm actually able to still reap the benefits of retention faster and still have my masculine aura. Because now I'm more disciplined to stay on it. Because I believe that sexual transmutation is a real thing where you can still have sex without releasing. You have to practice this shit. I was doing it a lot in my relationship. Me and my ex broke up like a month ago. So I've been in that phase where I've got back into just working on myself, building my mind, but I'm also still talking to women, right? So that's my philosophy when it's on retention. And I'm going to be on a podcast and I'm going to really talk about this because I think in the semen retention community, some men don't talk to women at all. Some men just go strictly, just like locking in themselves. And I think it's to an extent that is really, really beneficial. But on the other half, it can be very, very detrimental, because if you just go like 6 months to a year not talking to the opposite sex, or even allowing, the divine creator to bring you a woman that's for you, then I think you're going about this practice wrong. Because some men go on this practice to find themselves, to get sexual discipline, which is okay. And then some men go on this journey to actually find themselves, build themselves, to become the man that can build a family one day. Because at the end of the day, semen retention is just a tool. It's just an asset to build yourself to the best version of male that you can be. So that way you can be attractive on all levels to either attract a spouse and build a family. Because like, bro, no one really wants to be the type of individual that lives lonely, bro. Like, there's a reason why God made both genders. But there's going to come a point in time on your semen retention journey where you're not just releasing for you, okay? You're not just restraining, or you're not just like transmuting for you. You're gonna have people that are, you're gonna attract a high value woman, a woman that actually does speak life in you. She is a woman that's coachable. She's willing to follow your leadership. She's willing to invest into you emotionally. She's willing to listen to you, and she's willing to, be loyal and have the, the pillars of a good woman. You don't want to just push that away. But I get if you're not ready, if you're like still building yourself, your finance where you want to be, I get that. But I think that finding a woman when you're down is the best thing, because you want a woman to find you in a state where you're like, because women fall in love with potential. You could not have shit. Like, you could not have shit, but you're on a path of greatness. Women fall in love with that. They can stick with that. If you can stick with your vision, don't never let them see you sweat and build. Women can fall in love with that, right? But at the same time, some men feel like they have to just not talk to women at all, which is going to be a detriment to you, because then you go back out to talking to women and like you just don't have that same understanding and that same connection with the feminine energy that you should. Because at the end of the day, women can show you how to tap in with the feminine energy side of yourself, because we all have masculine and feminine energies. But that's a different story for a different video. But respect goes hand in hand with how you treat yourself, how you talk about yourself. So if you want to be respected on this journey, and you know that on semen retention that's going to happen, you know what you gotta do. You know, you gotta speak to yourself, man. I'm glad you guys stayed to the end. Hit the like, subscribe buttons so you guys don't miss another banger upload from me. I love making these videos for y'all because it seems to be that's helping y'all. Like I said, don't be afraid to inbox me. I always put my social medias in the description. So reach out. Peace.